to the Gab Talks by the Independent Press Award. I'm your hostess, Gabby Olczak. Today, we will be speaking with Michael Dow, author of Nurse Florence Children's Educational Series, winner of the 2023 Independent Press Award. Last time we spoke with Michael, there were 25 titles in the series. Now, a few short months later, there are nearly 40, many of which have won multiple awards. When he isn't writing, Michael works as an RN at an inpatient psychiatric hospital. Actually, a third career for him. He served in the U.S. Air Force for 8 years and then spent another 8 years as an Army Wounded Warrior advocate. Michael received his RN degree in 2020 from the University of Arizona. Book 1 of Nurse Florence debuted the same week. Michael joins us from Arizona, where he lives with his wife, Perla, and his 3 children. Congratulations again, Michael, and welcome to the Gab.
Thanks, Gabby. Glad to be here.
Oh, it's so nice to see you again. Nurse Florence has made such a positive impact, and I'm sure you'll agree that the feedback on all of the books has been tremendous.
Yeah, we're very happy. We're getting feedback that parents are reading the books with their kids, and even the parents are coming away. Oh, cool! I didn't know that. Those kind of feelings with every book. So this is like a family movement that's going on, that the whole family's getting educated.
It's so true. It's so well said. The topics you cover are very serious, but yet the presentation is so approachable. And as you mentioned, Michael, kids and adults grasp the concepts. Since the last time we spoke, you've been really busy. 10 new titles, all that delve into different medical and health issues. What's your goal when you publish the Nurse Florence books?
Well, it's really to increase people's health literacy levels, but the real main purpose is to educate my kids. This series was born out of COVID, and I saw how bad online education could be, and I was very worried about my kids' education, especially their science education. So that's why I thought, well, what if I wrote a science book and I kind of made my kids read it because I wrote it. so it's working. My kids are part of my editorial review board, and they give me the thumbs up with every book, and it's a great family thing we got going on.
I was going to ask you that. How much impact do the kids have on what you write about, and also the contents? How much impact do they have it? How much say do they have?
Well, the last book we did, What Does Our Thyroid Do? We did, that was book 41. We did that about a week and a half ago. So my daughter, Mia, she's 9. We were reading that together, and she got to one paragraph, and she said, "Daddy, I don't understand this." And so I reworded it, retyped it up, and then she goes, "Oh, okay, now I get it." So they have a big impact. Basically, they find one spelling error or one grammar error in every book. So they are earning their editor pay that I give them.
Wow, the big publishing houses are really missing out on this whole group of workers that they could possibly have on children's books. That's amazing. So how has the format evolved or changed since the first Nurse Florence published nearly 3 years ago?
Well, we do have a list of every book that we published in the back, so that people can be more aware of what we're doing. And we do have a little section in the back also about the illustrator and about the author. Yeah, and we're thinking about expanding a little bit more to have potentially a glossary and pronunciation pages and things like that. But this is a work in progress. We're evolving as a company to do better and better with every book.
The glossary and the enunciation page would be great additions, because it's very serious health topics, very serious matter, and some of the vocabulary is quite sophisticated, even for adults. So that would definitely be helpful for sure. What subject matter so far, Michael, was your favorite to write about, and why?
Well, I think some of the more serious things like what is a heart attack, and um, uh, to me, that it's very important that uh, the fear that little kids might have about what granddad or grandma just went through kind of get removed. So if we could inform, you know, little kids, elementary age kids about some serious subject matter about like what granddad just went through and what the doctors and nurses did at the hospital for his heart attack. Um, maybe it would help them, uh, sleep better at night. Basically, when they know that they understand what granddad and grandma just went through.
So, is that part of the process, how you decide what topics to write about?
Not really. I have a master disease list, so we're just kind of knocking them out as we go along. The plan is to get to about 500 books in the series. That we hope to reach that goal in the next 3.5 years. We'll see if I can do that. At the moment, we've been publishing about a book a week this year. So that's my goal, is to do a book a week. But we'll see if we can make it in 3.5 years. But we want to address every disease, even the rare diseases. We see this project as a community service. So we want to educate families on rare diseases, even though we know those won't be bestsellers. But we did one book, Nurse Florence, what is polymicrogyria. So, only thousands of people get diagnosed with that a year in the United States. So that's definitely not going to sell a million books. But we want to provide a public service and educate families on all of their health issues that they may face.
That's amazing, and I did see that book obviously because you submitted it for an award, and I wondered what that was because I had never heard of it. So I'm sure that the families that are afflicted with that type of disease are really grateful to you. And do you have some kind of list where you can reach out to these families that are afflicted with this?
Well, not yet. We're in the beginning stages of all the marketing that we're doing and all the connections we're trying to make. Um, we want to connect with Ronald McDonald House and all the many different organizations that might help kids with rare diseases. So the answer is no, we don't have a list yet, but this is a work in progress, and we're going to get there, and we're going to try to connect to families that do have this disease.
That's incredible. So, Michael, you have so many accomplishments. Quite frankly, it would take us way too long to list them all. But you are a nurse, as we know. You're also an Air Force veteran. What challenges in your life shaped you the most?
Well, that's hard to say specific one that shaped me the most, but I see my whole life as a journey that got me to the point where I am right now. Everyone that I interact with helped make me who I am today. All the leadership and time management skills I learned in the Air Force was really great, and of course, the nursing education program that I went through at the University of Arizona was very challenging, and really helped shape me into the nurse that I am now. And the team environment that I work in at the psychiatric hospital that I'm at is really awesome. All my education, helped me, uh, you know, dive deep into all these subjects, and to learn how to research and to write efficiently and concisely. So, I mean, I can't really say one thing that brought me to where I'm at, but I'm just grateful for everyone that I've met along the way and helped shape me into who I am.
Well, the community, without a doubt, is so grateful to you, Michael. And as you mentioned, it is a community service effort. It's a family effort. Why are you so passionate about inspiring kids?
Um, well, again, it goes back to my family that I want to help my kids be educated, responsible adults. So, if doing these books help other families and other kids, then that's like a bonus. But I mean, I gotta say my primary mission is for my family, and I just hope that others get benefited through what I'm doing.
Well, also, aside from educating communities and families about these different diseases, I think that you're also trying to really inspire children to enter into the medical field or the STEM field.
I am. I don't know if my own kids are gonna get into the health health career fields. As in nursing. I just don't know. At the moment, my daughter is really thinking about illustration, graphic design, and things like that. But and my 12-year-old, he's not really decided on anything yet. And then I do have a 16-year-old autistic child, but and he probably won't get a normal job. I guess we could say normal, but so I don't know, but I can see that these books could get a lot of kids thinking about science and interested in science. So to me, it's just like a natural progression of thought that there's going to be a lot of kids that are going to think about a nursing career after they read these books and they see the positive interactions with the nurse and stuff.
What are some of the biggest misconceptions the public has about the medical fields? You've been a nurse now for a number of years.
Um, well, I think maybe what the medical community could do a little bit better job is and which is what I'm trying to do in the books, is to try to bring health information down to a layperson's level, a normal person's education level, because we do in the medical community like to use the medical words to uh, concisely talk and quickly talk about um, people's medical conditions to each other. But then sometimes what we do, um, I don't want to say wrong, but what is an obstacle for people understanding is that the medical community keeps using all that language with their patients and their families, so that sometimes they just don't walk away with a very good understanding of what's going on. So,
Sure.
I mean, I hope that maybe we can all learn to bring things down to an everyday person's level, so that they can understand.
So Michael, you work in a psychiatric center, and you mentioned that your son does have autism. Do you have any plans in the future to write about autism and how that affects families and individuals?
Actually, autism will be the fourth book for illustrator Erin Miller. Her family is deeply affected by autism as well, so she kind of claimed that title, and she's on her third book right now. So we hope to have the autism book done by the end of the year.
Oh, that's fantastic. I know that that will be really embraced by a great many families in the community. How about in mental health? Are you going to be delving into that?
Well, I really want to do a separate series just for
Separate
mental health,
That
and
makes
I've
sense.
already yeah, and I've already got I already got the characters are all planned out and everything. But when
So
I
it's not
thought
Nurse Florence, it's a whole separate series.
it'll be totally separate. Nurse Florence is only medical,
Right.
and
Which makes sense, of course. We know that.
yeah,
And can you tell us who the character is, or is that still
I will not. I'm
well, yeah,
sorry.
we'll have to wait. So what are
It's
the
a
plans for
secret.
that? When do you expect that series to be launched? Or will that be
Well,
after you reach your 500?
Well, I was planning on after Nurse Florence is fully developed, but many different people I keep talking to, and we just did the Tucson Festival of Books last weekend, which was an outstanding success for us. Um,
I'm
but
sorry, which
met
books, Michael?
The Tucson Festival of Books in Tucson, Arizona is the third largest book festival in the country.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I didn't understand you. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we just did that this last weekend, but we had a lot of people come up and asking about like if we were going to do mental health, and I've had other friends and family ask about it too. So,
So you have
I
to.
mean, there is a big demand, so I'm considering doing the 2 series at the same time. So maybe next year we're gonna launch that second series maybe, but, because, I mean, a lot of families, with kids and well, especially teenagers that are even struggling with depression,
Oh,
they
yeah.
they have the need right now.
That should be
And
your number one topic is depression for
that
sure.
that will probably be the first one in that
Yeah.
series. Yes, you're
Well,
right.
I would agree.
But and so I mean, there's so many things in this world that can make us sad and depressed. But of course, some people they don't have good coping skills to deal with those sad feelings. So
Right.
but yes, there's a big need out there, and so I might be kind of pushed a little bit into starting this series before I wanted to, but um, I we'll see. We'll see how things go this year.
Well, we'll look forward to. So, Michael, you self-publish all your books.
Uh-huh.
You made the decision to do that. What's the biggest challenge with that process?
I don't really see many challenges. That
Great.
there's a couple frustrations,
Okay.
like the format that I've chosen for the book covers. They have to be square images. So if an illustrator gives me the cover image is not a square, then I don't. The platform I use, Lulu.com, doesn't have a lot of capability to crop it how I want to crop it. So
Mhm.
that's a frustration. But so I mean, I've told all my illustrators, send me only a square image for your cover, otherwise it'll get cropped.
Okay, so you're streamlining that process.
Yes. So
That's
I mean, I'm working within my limitations, but I'm very happy with how simple Lulu has made the publishing process. That I mean, I don't really see many challenges.
that's wonderful. So
Uh,
so on that note, you've published 41 books in 3 years. 3 years
I,
and change.
yeah,
So what would you say to an aspiring author, an independent author, or any author who has a thought and they're interested in writing a book? What would you say to them?
well, I would say, find that creative flow, get in the zone, whatever that is for that person, and just to start to write and worry about formatting and the more technical things of publishing a book later, but just get in that creative flow to let your book come to life and come out of you so that you can bring something new into this world that can hopefully make a difference in people's lives. There's so many different topics that people could do that touch people in different ways, and people identifying with characters and things like that. So I would encourage any aspiring author out there just to get it on, onto paper, or, type it up, however you're going to do it, just to get it out, and then you can contact, there's different independent publishing houses out there. There's the Independent Book Publishers Association, and they can connect an author to an independent press to deal with the more technical things. But I mean, you know, I understand not many people are going to do what I've done. We're already a small independent press with how many books we're publishing a year.
Sure.
We're converting into coloring books and to all kinds of other things. So I know what I've done is not like everybody's not going to be able to do, but I think most everybody has maybe they could write poetry or write short stories or things like that. And for me, it's just a great coping skill to write, and that really makes me at peace when I do it. So
It is
you know,
therapeutic. Sure.
It is. It is. So I mean, I think you should, people should do that
Let's
and
get
worry about the
started.
technical stuff later.
Right. Worry about that later. So the series has been translated to French and Spanish, and you also have coloring books now, which can be found on your website. So what's next in the series?
Well, some more languages. I'm not sure how many more, but we're going to start a handful more languages over the next couple months. But
Which ones?
but I um well, a good friend at work, his wife is fluent in Russian.
Wow.
So we're going to do that. One of my supervisors at work, I'm trying to recruit her. She's a native German. I'm trying to get her to do the German translations. We got a
You've got
friend.
everyone working, Michael.
I know. We got a
That's
friend of
great.
the family that's a certified translator in Portuguese. So we're thinking about doing that. And then we got Spanish that is basically all ready to go. We're waiting on the Enfermera Florence, which is Spanish for nurse. We're waiting on that trademark to get registered in the European Union, which should happen in January. And then once that happens, then we'll publish all the Spanish books. So yeah, things are moving. And
Wow, you are a busy man, Michael,
yeah,
a busy man.
well, actually, what I got exposed to visually impaired books,
Oh,
and we're actually going to raise the bar on those type of books. What I've read is that usually the font is size 26. So uh, that's the size font that basically the books are done already, the 6x9 books. So and actually I've been busy all morning doing the first visually impaired book. We're gonna attempt to have every page size 40 font, and there'll be 8.5 by 11 books, and we're gonna do that in volumes per the illustrator, every 4 books that an illustrator might do. But I know that visually impaired books aren't gonna be bestsellers either. I'm not gonna make lots of
but
money
it'll
off of
touch
those.
someone. It'll touch
It,
someone and be helpful to someone.
totally, yeah.
Yeah.
I wanna. I know I have a product that could help a lot of different people, so I want to help people with that disability as well.
That's
So
incredible.
yeah, so that it is fun for me to reformat books. I just listen to my Beethoven and I just get in my zone and I just do it and it's relaxing. So it's not a big deal for me, but and the byproduct is I get to help another group of people. So.
So, Michael, where can our listeners learn more about Nurse Florence, the series, and also purchase the books?
You can go to www.nurseflorence.org. That's the main website. And on that site, not only will there be links to all the many awards that we've got, but there will be links to the shop now for the different translations or the coloring books or the main books, the 6x9s. And then also on that website, we'll have the different Zoom interviews I've done as well, so you can learn a little bit more about the series and myself if you want to. But and then we do have a page about all the different illustrators. We have a short little bio for them as well. So right now we have amazingly 35 illustrators. They all draw at different speeds and different levels. So what we do ask every illustrator to improve in each book, just like I'm trying to improve in my writing in each book. So yeah, we're at 35 illustrators, and you'll be able to find all different kinds of type styles and even different mediums of drawing in our books that it'll keep hopefully it'll keep kids entertained with the different styles that are out there.
Oh, they are really very interesting illustrations, and it certainly does take a village, Michael. And we thank you so much for joining us again and inspiring us, and thank you for all you do for the community.
Thanks for having me, Gabby.
Thank you. Next podcast, we'll be chatting with Don Berg, author of Schooling for Holistic Equity. Until then, keep on reading. This is Gabby Olczak with the Gab Talks.